All right, it says we are live, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it up on the phone here.
Great.
Welcome, everybody. You see, I got a new guest here today. Ruth is on vacation.
I'm a much bolder Ruth.
So I'm excited. For those of you who have not met Jesse, this is Jesse McPherson. He is one of our top leaders here in our company, one of my dear friends, and we absolutely love working together. But he was somebody who actually brought me here to this company. He's an amazing individual with 20 years experience in the industry, a top leader, a multiple seven-figure earner, and just someone who really leads with his heart and but has so much knowledge when it comes to this industry. So I'm so excited for you guys to get to meet him here today if you've not met him here before. So Jesse McPherson, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Very excited to be here. So we had a chance to have a little story time yesterday, and I'm excited to just be able to provide as much value as I can to the group and see everybody grow together.
Yes, and that's right. You're doing the Wednesdays in here now, and I actually did go back and watch that yesterday. And I don't know about you guys, but we're so excited to have Jesse here in the group, adding some more value with what it is that we do here at Social Networking Professionals. Because I know when I came here, to this company, one of the things that made me decide to come here was his leadership. Because where I had been before, I didn't have that leadership. I didn't have that, personal development training, training in the industry, things like that Jesse provided, and made it fun while doing it. So I love that you guys are getting to get a taste of that as well.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things. If you can't enjoy the process, it's hard to endure the process because it's a mental game that we play here in being an entrepreneur and the entrepreneur roller coaster. So we're excited that you guys are here, and it's great because there's so many people out there that want change in their business, but they're not willing to do anything about it. And you're here, and you guys are here with us. So it's so good to see everybody, Vicky and Janice and Marlene and Kelsey. Hey guys, so good to see you, Luann.
You got a fan club out there already.
So we've got a lot of people coming on, and so anyway, we're excited. Let's get into it. Let's and Trish, let's rock.
Yeah, let's dive in. So hold on one second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and try and share my screen. As you know that Ruth always does this part. So hopefully today I actually can figure this piece out. So just bear with me. Let's see. All right, let me just see. Just bear with me. I think I have to. I don't know what I have to do. What's going on here? All right, hold on one second, guys. Let me, hang on, I just have to go over here. Are you seeing my slides by chance?
We are. Who can get better? Anybody.
Perfect. All right. So the only thing is now I got to figure out how to, yeah, I got it. How do I get back though? I guess I'm not going to see comments. Hang on, guys. Bear with me. It's not doing it. 1 second, guys. I apologize.
Well, while she's pulling that up, I'll do a kind of a formal introduction for those of you that I haven't had a chance to meet yet. And because I'm one of the newer members to the SMP family here and excited to be able to be here. I've known Trish and Rob for about 4 years now, a little bit more, and seeing the success that they've had inside of their business. But my journey inside of this amazing, wacky, crazy, weird profession of network marketing started back in 2002 in Los Angeles, actually. My background is actually with performing arts. I was a hip hop dance instructor. I know I don't look the part, but it's okay. You can't judge a book by its cover. Yeah. And what ended up happening was I found out that you have to teach a lot of dance classes to pay rent. So I was a starving artist just looking for a way to make an extra few dollars. I did not get started in network marketing to make millions that we've been able to generate today. I got started to be able to pay rent on time. I got started to put a full tank of gas in my car. I really wanted to be able to just go to the gas station and be like, fill it up, whatever it takes, instead of being like $6.57 on pump 5. I wanted to go from buying cereal in a bag to cereal in a box. And if you've ever been broke before, you know what I'm talking about. I used to live off those big bags of cereal. So in any event, I don't know where you are in your life. I know we've got people from all walks of life. Some of you are incredibly successful. You've already kind of won in the game of life, but you're looking for something to expand. Some of you right now are doing this as an extra and a little bit on the side. And some of you are going, look, I am sprinting away from what I do because I want to find something I'm more passionate about. I want to wake up every day and love what I do. And one of the reasons I love this group is because of their focus and their dedication to systems that work, and not 2002 like I started, but in 2020 today. So I'm excited.
All right, my tech guy helped me out, so thank you. It looks like, let me make sure. Oh, I can't do that.
He's probably
please.
showing you won't be able to see. You have to look on your phone.
So anyway, we'll get back over here. Who we have it. All right, perfect. Well, thank goodness for people who help out here. I appreciate it. So, and thanks for diving in there, Jesse. We are so excited to have everybody here today. So today, guys, what we were going to be talking about is posting for your perfect prospects. All right. So, as you know, when we teach online marketing, one of the biggest things is making sure that, the posts that we're doing are actually effective posts, because we can all just throw out posts. But how many of you, put posts out there and about, let's just say about, some trips you've taken or things like that, and you get like 1 million comments, right? And then you put something else out there and it's like you got crickets. Right? Yeah, if so, drop us a 1. Drop us a 1. Because that's exactly what
all the time. It's actually honestly ridiculous, where you're like, wait, did I post this? I swear I posted this.
Exactly. So it's just so funny because you because it's not going to let me do a full screen here, sorry. Because you can do that. And I used to get offended. I used to think, oh my gosh, how come people, why can't they be excited for me and my business? And then I realized it's not just them, it's really that Facebook algorithm, right? It's the Facebook algorithm. So we're going to give you guys some tips today on how to post for your perfect prospect. Talking a little bit about where you're going to find that perfect prospect, but actually how you can do a post that's going to kind of get that perfect prospect to come out of the woodwork for you with your business. So we're excited that. So our mission here is to help you create a lifestyle business that doesn't require you to be on social media 24/7. And I don't know about you, right? We want that. I mean, if we want time and financial freedom in this world, we've got to find some things that have some automation. And I remember when I first started on social media, I was on 24/7, and my kids were like, "Mom, why are you always on your phone?" Jesse, I know you don't have kids, but does that ever happen to you when you're around people?
Well, of course. I mean, I think one of the biggest things that we're looking for high, high flexibility and low liability. And that's one of the brilliant things that you can create inside of our business model. And I think the goal in the systems, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about what you guys have created here, and just kind of I'm jumping on the bandwagon, is not being remarkable, but being replaceable. And being able to be replicatable, because there are some people out there in this profession. I'm sure if you've been looking for how do I build a business online, there's some people that are incredibly talented. But a lot of their business and their content is very personality driven. And some people go, man, well, if I'm not that personality, if I'm not that charismatic, if I'm not that, how can I compete with something like that? And what I'm so excited about is what you guys have set up is systems and structures that are replicatable to where anybody can follow them. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about here today.
Exactly. So I just want to welcome, we've got Jan on, and Marlo and Gustavo, Ed, Jenny. Welcome, guys. Thanks for hopping on. All right. So let's just move forward here to our slides. So what we're going to cover today, so we are going to cover, first of all, really 3 secrets for you that are going to help you find the prospects and allow you to be able to get your prospects to be reaching out to you for more. All right. So secret number 1 that we're going to cover is understanding who the right prospect is for your product or your business. If you guys follow us, not everybody's your perfect prospect, right? And that's one of the things I know Jesse and I could talk about. Is I remember you telling me, Jesse, if they breathe, they're your prospect. And we're going to say, no, they're not. And also secret number 2, engaging with your prospects instead of spamming them with your links, right? Yep. So we're going to go into that a little more. And secret number 3, creating an irresistible post based on our Power Post formula that prospects love and can't help but reach out to you with asking for more information. So that's what we're going to cover today.
Yeah. And this is really important because, if you kind of grew up in the methods, because when I got started in 2002 in network marketing, that was it. It was like, if they can fog a mirror, they're your best prospect. And it's just not accurate. And it was actually one of the things that causes, I believe, a lot of strain and stress on relationships in our business. And one of the reasons why you see people in the network marketing profession join the NFL, which is the no friends left club. And because a lot of times what they're doing is, now, does that mean that we don't want people to know that we're in business? No, of course, we want people to know that we're in business and what we have. But it doesn't mean that everyone's your perfect prospect. It doesn't mean that everyone's your best prospect. And if we're going to be in business as business owners and we're going to be in network marketing, meaning we're marketers, we want to be marketing to the people that are the best, meaning we have what they want and they have what we want, and we can find some perfect matches. That would basically be like saying if you were dating, you're like, if you're female, everyone's my perfect prospect. And that is not accurate. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. So guys, if you've ever been part of the NFL, drop us an NFL below. I love no friends left.
Oh God, I had to make new friends. That was for my first round of friends in 2002. I would like to apologize now for being weird and obnoxious.
Love it. So guys, why is this different, right? Why is this different for anything that you've been doing in the past, or maybe some of the ways that you've been taught in the past? So first of all, most people in network marketing, they were taught to chase people instead of attract people, right? And you know what I mean? If you've made that list of 100 and you keep calling that same list over and over and over, you're chasing these people and they have no interest in what it is that you're doing, right? The other thing is we're going to teach you how to build relationships online instead of spamming your link and sending those hey girl messages and turning your profile into a billboard. Because that's one of the things too, and Jesse, I know you can attest to this, because truly in this industry, it is about building the relationships. But for whatever reason, when people go online, they tend to forget that and they just get all weird and start spamming everybody. Yeah. It's so crazy.
Yeah. One of the things I think that's unfortunate is, back in the day, it's, social media is kind of like a double-edged sword, because it's allowed us to connect with more people. So it's allowed us to market or share with more people, but it's also made it easier to mess up a lot of our relationships easier, faster, because it's almost like this, well, this is safer. I can hide behind this, and it's not necessarily personal. Whereas back in the day, if I sat down with somebody and I just totally botched a presentation, I mean, it was horrible. Everything I did was wrong. They were really turned off by it. I messed up one person. Like, that was it. Like, one person said no, one person was negative, one person didn't like it. But today, if we're going through our social and we are messing up consistently online, we're not messing up one person. We're messing up our entire network of people that's looking at what we're doing. And they're saying no before they even understand what it is. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's really important that we're kind of paying attention to this is marketing so effectively in today's times.
Yeah, love that. Love that. The other thing is, most network marketers are really taught to go for that no, when it really should be about attracting the yeses. And I remember that when I used to go out and prospect in the malls. I remember my leader there telling, this was not Jesse, by the way, but I remember my leader telling me, I bet you can't get 10 no's in a row. And, because I would always strive to come home with 5 to 10 names. And she's like, I challenge you to get 10 no's in a row. And I played into it. I did it, and the thing is, yes, it works. But oh my gosh, like, I would much rather attract the yeses.
Yeah.
So crazy. And then also, we're going to show you how to use a simple posting formula on Facebook to convert your prospects into customers and team members at a record-breaking rate. So that's what we're going to go over with you guys today. So this training is for you guys if you understand that network marketing is saturated with tons of Me Too products, and you need to be different if you want to stand out, right? Yep. So many people are marketing on social media today. You've got to have something that differentiates you from the other people.
Absolutely. And this is one of those things that for me, it's like, for those of you guys that have been around, I am an ambassador, I feel like, for the network marketing profession because of what it has done for me and what it has done for my life. And I remember in my first company, I was that guy that was, my company is the greatest and all other companies are trash. and that's the way that I saw it. That's the way I looked at it. I was young and naive and impressionable about it and not really understanding that a win for any company is a win for our entire profession. Is as this industry grows, as it creates more success stories, not more tragic stories, not more people that are upset, more people that are pushed out of it. It's creating more and more and more success. So that being said, this is one of the reasons why understanding that when you're out there and you're sharing, I know you believe that your products are the best because every company believes that their products are the best. But just saying your products are the best is not an argument. That is a winnable argument because everybody is going to say, it's like saying, well, my child is the best child. Everybody's going to say, no, well, my child's the best, or my child's the cutest or the prettiest or the most beautiful baby or whatever it is. So you can't call people's baby ugly. Like, that's just not what you can do. But I remember basically it really alienating a lot of people because it was like I was getting into an argument before an argument even started and not even understanding that I was really being defensive before I even started out presenting what it is I was presenting about. And so this is why it's you need to be different. You need to be attractive and attracting people in. So this is really important. Pay attention, everybody.
Yeah, it is. And I just want to welcome a couple more people on here too. Deirdre, Kelsey, Luann, thanks for hopping on, and Susan as well. But Jesse, I just want to add to that real briefly. You were actually the one who kind of taught me that. In the companies I was with before, I definitely was like, we learned to talk down about those other companies. Yep. And there was no benefit at all, right? It was a turnoff to people. But I remember when we met you and you had shared a couple things with us. It's what really changed my perspective on how we do, talk about what we have differently without putting down those other companies. Yep. And oh my gosh, that alone made such a difference. So thank you for that. So guys, this is also for you if you understand that social media is the land of opportunity right now, and it's constantly changing. And that is the thing that gets most people is it's constantly changing. They're not staying up to date with things. It's also for you if you are sick of the same old network marketing BS, right? And want a real system that will help you get results fast. Now, it's funny, when I first started saying that, I felt bad because I'm like, well, gosh, Jesse teaches me really good stuff. I don't want to say that, but I think we can agree that the industry as a whole, and obviously there's those outliers of good pockets of people who teach the right things, but as a whole, there's a lot of BS that goes on in this industry.
Yeah, there's a lot of, one of the things that I do have a love-hate relationship with network marketing, and one of the reasons why is I think there's this sense of like over promotion, of over promoting. There's this crazy sense of exaggeration that ends up happening with, these products are going to cure cancer, cure COVID. There's this, I just saw another article where, the FTC has sent out another 11 letters, to companies, and it's mostly distributors that are exaggerating. And I know most of them mean well. There are some that don't, but most of them mean well. But just this sense of like, promoting your biggest month as your monthly income, or promoting your free car. That's not a free car. Over promoting, over exaggerating these. And this is what people say, look, they want real. They like, just tell me what it is. And it doesn't need to be overhyped. It doesn't need to be oversold. Our model is beautiful. And when it's done well and it's done professionally and it's done right, what's going to happen is you're not going to attract the people that need to be sold on hype. You're going to be attracting the people that are actually sold on a correct future, on an actual real business model. And that's one of the things that gets me really excited about it. So although there are so many things that network marketing is from the past in terms of development and leadership development, the strategies today, when I first got started, the entire strategy was very simple. You would go into people's homes, you would do group meetings, and you would meet at hotels. Who's doing that? We're not even allowed to do that today, let alone, even if we were allowed to do it, we know that those numbers were not the same as they were a decade ago. So it's time to evolve. It's time to adapt. It's time to change. And the only thing I know that's consistent is that things are going to be changing. And right now, this is the time. So it's time to pivot, people.
Exactly. And Whitney, you're so right. People get so wrapped up in the hype, they don't even realize that they're doing it. And that is so true. Yeah. So guys, the other thing, this is for you. If you are coachable, trainable, and motivated, right? And this is going to be the right training for you here today. So we're glad you're here. This is not for you if you like attracting people who are high maintenance. I was kind of done with the high maintenance people, right? It's also not for you if you like giving pep talks to the same people day after day after day, right? That's oh gosh, that's exhausting. And it's not for you if you're someone who likes to follow the masses. It's also not for you if you're not looking for new strategies to uplevel your results.
Yeah.
And I share that because, here we have Jesse, who's been in this industry almost 20 years. He's been very successful, and you're still always upleveling your results, always learning new things.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at it as like Windows 1998 was really good in 1998, but things have evolved, things have changed, things have updated, and they're always updating. And I've been kind of sitting a little bit on the sidelines on this and really looking at, okay, what are the strategies that are really working, and watching what you and Ruth have done has just been absolutely incredible inside of your organization. But one of the things I've always looked at is building these organizations of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. I constantly get that question. He was like, man, I have all these people and they're not doing anything. How do I motivate people? And I'm always like, man, if you figure that out, let me know, because we're going to get super rich. Because, there's just if you spend the majority of your time convincing people to get into your business, you're going to spend the majority of your time convincing those people to stay in the business. Yeah. And that's a very big difference here between attracting the people that are really looking for what you have, and sorting through that, rather than convincing everybody to come in and then convincing them to keep moving.
Exactly. Love it. So guys, why is this important to you right now, right? So we've mentioned a couple of these things. Social media is changing quickly, and you've got to stay up on the trends or you're going to fall behind, right? And like Jesse was saying, what we do know for sure is things are changing, and things are definitely going more online. Many strategies that worked for the past 5 years, they're not working anymore. And that can be online and offline, right? They're just not working anymore. And the other thing is timing is everything. And our team duplication system right now is growing our team in a very, very rapid pace. And so it is a great time for all of this.
Yeah. And it's also important to understand that the things that you learn today, you're going to have to even continue to learn things next year, because next year, nothing is the only thing that's consistent is that it's not going to stay the same. And this is one of those things that was a tough pill for me to swallow, especially, spending, a decade, almost 2 decades of my life getting really good at certain things that are skills that I need to learn new skills with. And for a little while there, I was angry. I was almost like angry at, like, man, I got really good at something, and now that skill is not the skill anymore. Now it's time to learn some new skills and upgrade and update.
Yep. Love it. All right. So guys, how would you feel, or how would it feel to you to attract a team of go-getters and not have to drag people month after month? Amazing, right? Right? How would it feel to stop recruiting just anyone to your team because you needed an extra person, right? To now actually be selective with who it is you bring on your team. Yeah. How would it feel to build a tribe of people who want it as much as you do? Yeah. And gosh, that was something for me in the beginning. I always wanted it more than the people I was recruiting. And now having people who want it just as much, oh, it's amazing. And how would it feel to have a proven formula to create a post so that you have prospects actually asking you for more information?
Yeah. So for this one, guys, you need to drop an emoji. So like this needs to be like a what's the emoji on this one for the feeling behind it? How would it feel?
The huggy heart.
Yeah, right. So, right.
Love it. Yeah. So guys, if you agree with these, drop us that little feeling emotion that's out there. All right. So secret number 1 is understanding who the right prospect is for you, for your business and your products. All right. The first thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to that is your avatar. And I know you guys have heard us talk about the avatar, but it is one of the single most important things when you're doing online marketing, right? Because if you don't know who you're talking to, you're really not talking to anyone at all. And I know even from, you doing live presentations, Jesse, you still kind of have to figure out who's in your room, right? When you're doing those things, you have to know Yeah. So that's why some of your other trainings on personalities and all those other things are so great. But here online, it's a little bit different. And so, one, you need to know who your ideal prospect is. Who is it you're providing value to? Who is it that you're looking for? Who is it that you're wanting in your business, right? Who do you want to partner with? Understanding the problem that your avatar is seeking an answer to, right? That is important because likely if you think back to the struggles, the challenges, the things that you've had with your business, your avatar has had those same struggles too. And so being able to now share the information you have with them that you've learned to help them is going to be key. Understanding their needs and desires, right? Understanding what it is that they need to get success. What do they want? They may not want the same thing that you want.
Yeah.
So understanding where they are, where they want to go. And this is a big one, understanding your avatar's lingo, right? Speaking their language. Because think about this, if you're talking to, let's just say you're talking to a CPA, because that was my background, right? And then you're talking to a dancer, that's Jesse's background. Our lingo is going to be completely different. Completely different.
Excel what? You mean Excel in life? Oh, a spreadsheet. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Right?
Yeah.
Totally different. So understanding that lingo, because, again, when you're doing your posts, when you're writing ads, when you're doing anything online, you've got to use the language that's going to catch their attention. You have to know what it is that you're trying to get. And then obviously knowing where your avatar is hanging out. We've got a whole training on that as well. But understanding where your avatar is hanging out based on likes, interests, and things like that. And but it's interesting when you think about this, don't you think, Jesse, that, honestly, when you're talking to someone, you're trying to kind of find out a lot of these things about them to gear your conversation, even when it's old school network marketing offline.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, well, the one thing is this is, there's always a mirroring and matching. There's always a connecting and finding out. And, sometimes it's not even an avatar. Sometimes it can even be when it sounds like speaking their lingo or speaking their language. Sometimes it can be even like geographically, right? I mean, if I'm talking to someone from New York, and even though it's someone from the South and someone from New York as a big example, if I'm talking real fast, go get her, the person from the South is like, whoa, slow down, city slicker, right? And, the person from New York, if you talk like someone from the South and you really got that draw and you're like, slow, they're like, well, you get to the point, right? So there's meeting people where they are, a little bit of speaking their language, but, understanding their needs and desires. This is something that I learned that was so valuable for me from Business Mastery event with Tony Robbins in Las Vegas. I went to a few times. It's like the people don't buy products or services. They buy feelings and identities. People don't buy products or services. They buy feelings and they buy identities. So when you're looking for is you're looking for those people is like, well, what's the feeling that they're looking for? What is the identity that they're looking for? So another good example, if you are in the health and wellness space, for an example, and you have products, that are organic, that's an identity. That's a feeling, being vegan for a lot of people. Some do it for health benefits. Some do it for animal benefits or not killing animals, but whatever it is that's for a lot of people, that's an identity. And so you want to be looking at what is it, not my product or my service, is what is the feeling and the identity that are people out there that are looking for, and how can I find people that are looking for that feeling that my products provide, that my company provides, that my system provides. Now, from a product standpoint, that's from a network marketing standpoint, from a team standpoint, I can tell you that the vast majority of the time, people spend far too much time trying to convince people of their compensation plan as the reason to join the business, as opposed to the system that your team has as the reason to join the business. And people that have been around network marketing long enough know that having the right structure and team to be able to participate with is far more important, because there are companies with terrible compensation plans with people making an incredible amount of income because their systems are working. So making sure that you're looking at from needs and desires, identities is what's the right culture? What's the right group of people that I'm looking to attract into my business? So what's that avatar, and really identifying and nailing it down to even demographics, to age, to social status, to income status. Like, these things are important.
Right. Love it. Love it. The next thing, guys, is we give you an avatar worksheet. So when you're thinking about some of the, the pains, the fears, the dreams, desires, the lingo, this is something that you can write down. We actually have a worksheet link that we can put in at the end as well, so that you guys can figure out who your, perfect prospect is. But when you can really kind of identify these things, it's going to make a big difference in your posts and in your ads. I mean, think about this. If someone wants to work from home, right? Their dream and desire is going to be very different than if they're currently working in a cubicle, like at an office, right? So just understanding what some of these things are and then using the terms, that they're there. So if someone, is in corporate America, it's always about the higher level management. It's about, the set number of vacation days a year. It's that cubicle life. It's that 9 to 5 grind. There's so many different terms that you can use in your content that they're going to hear that and go, oh, wow, she's talking to me. He's talking to me. Right. And then when you start painting that picture of, what you have now, that's going to be what they're looking for, and it can be different for everybody, but maybe it's, they've got kids to put through college. Maybe it's more vacations. Maybe it's being able to go on vacation without saving up for a year. Yeah. Maybe it's being able to go do the things they want to do without checking their bank account before they do it.
Yep.
Just all of these things. These are the things that when you kind of start to spell that out, it's really going to make a difference to your avatar.
Yeah, and if you don't know what those things are, ask. This is a place to get curious and get excited about it. Because some people go, I don't know, and they get stuck in the I don't know. And anytime you don't know, just ask. So here's great questions to ask. Hey, what's the most stressful thing about your work or your career? Or what are the things that are the most difficult? Or look, if you could change one thing about your work, what would it be? And usually people, they'll tell you these things, right? And pain is a really incredible motivator, an incredible teacher. And Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith said this at a sermon in his church in Agape a long time ago. He said that people are pushed by pain until they're pulled by vision. And in the beginning, what ends up happening a lot of times is people are really focused on, you are being pulled usually by your vision. And you're somebody that you're pulled by the vision of your future and what's possible and the financial freedom and building this residual based passive, renewal income and having that flexibility and the success. And a lot of you right now, because you're here, otherwise, now some of you have pain in your life, but most of you, it's your vision that's really pulling you. But for most people, until they really have a vision of something that's possible, something they don't even know that it's possible to have this. So most of their motivation is actually not from their dreams, it's from their pain. And so people are pushed by pain until they're pulled by vision. So in the beginning, it's honestly more important to understand the pain and talking to them about what's happening and relating to them through those things, of moving them from their pain and then showing them a new vision that can be pulled through. So hopefully that helps.
Love it. Guys, if you were loving this content so far, drop us some of those love hearts down below. Jesse has got so many great nuggets that he is sharing. I love it, love it, love it. All right. So the next thing is mission and timing, right? So think about this. When you have the right offer, people are going to lean towards you.
Yep.
Right? They just are. When you've got the right offer, they're going to come towards you. You're going to be able to attract them. When you have a clear mission, people are going to be attracted to you as well. If you don't know where you're going, they're not going to want to come with you, because then they're not going to know where they're going. But if you've got that clear vision and mission and where you're going, it's going to attract people.
Yeah.
And when you have a unique offer, there's zero competition.
Yes.
Right? People just don't even care. And so now what we're going to teach you how to do is translate that into posts that are going to attract people. But Jesse, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I can add anything to anything just because I love these conversations and I think they're so important and so valuable. But I think the other thing is like when you do have that unique offer, there really is zero competition, and really is creating that irresistible offer. And when you have that irresistible offer, that's kind of like a just like no brainer, where it makes so much sense. And the people that it doesn't make sense for, you don't want them anyway.
Oh.
So, and that's what the irresistible offer helps you do, is really to sort through the people that go, this makes sense. And if you still, after having a great irresistible offer, have to convince, then you for sure, You do not want those people in your business. They will suck you dry. But I think one of the things when it comes to having a clear mission to attract people, and the people will lean into it, I think some people feel like they have to have all the answers and have it all figured out before they can really lead. And I'm just letting you know that that's not really required. Like if you spend enough time with leaders, I can tell you most of the time they're just winging it. I mean, they're figuring it out as they go, but they're just confident in the direction that they're going. They don't know exactly how they're going to get there. They just know that that's where they're going. And people are really attracted to that level of confidence of where you're going, not that you're there yet. You don't need to be at the end destination. You don't need to be the $1 million earner to attract people to your business. In fact, I recruited more people when I was broke than I did when I was making 7 figures. And the reason why I could say, not that I couldn't recruit as many people, is but back then I was just like, I am a man on a mission. Here's where I'm going, and kind of like, let's go. And it was like this, I'm going with or without, but I want you to come with me. And the way that I describe that of not having to have it all figured out is Forrest Gump. I don't know if do you guys remember the movie Forrest Gump?
I love that movie.
Forrest Gump, I mean, what did he do? He just got up one day and he just started running. And I don't know if you guys remember the scene. He just started running. He ran across the United States. And then after a period of time, people are like, is this guy crazy? What is he doing this for? Why is he doing this? And then he started getting on the news and people started following him. And they were interviewing people and they were like, you know what? I love this guy. Here's a guy who's got it all figured out. Here's a guy who's got all the answers. And Forrest did not have all the answers, if you remember the movie. But people, it was like he was just consistently heading in a direction. And here's what he didn't do. He didn't look back. This is what it kills most people in their business is they're moving and they start and they get like 3 or 4 people and then they look back. They're like, you guys still there? You guys still coming, right? Okay. And everybody, when you look back, everyone goes, what's wrong? And then they turn around. And then they turn around. And then when the people at the bottom of the tree turn around and go, oh, everyone's looking back to check if something's wrong. And they look back and there's no one there. They're like, oh, I guess it's not working. And then it eats itself from the bottom up. So really, honestly, this is such an important thing of you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to know the direction you're going and consistently head in that direction. And I promise you people will follow. Even if you don't have it all figured out, even if you're kind of messed and discombobulated, and you're gonna do a bunch of things where you guys remember in the video, he stepped in crap, and there was the news reporter that was like, "Oh my God, you just stepped in a big pile of dog," and he was like, "Well, shit happens," and he kept on going, right? But most people don't do that. When something bad happens in their business, something they get derailed, they have to pause and explain it to everybody. Be like, "Where did this crap come from? Do we know what this crap is? Who laid this crap here? Can you believe?" They have to call friends. You wouldn't believe what happened to me. All this crap happened here today. You just keep on going. So staying steady on your mission, staying steady on your direction. So, and I want you guys to understand that direction is more important than speed.
Yes.
It's much more important to be going in the right direction slowly than the wrong direction quickly. So it's okay to be going slow and going at your pace as long as you're heading in the right direction. So Forrest Gump this thing, baby. I can promise you that's what most of us have done. We might look like we know what we're doing. We just decided to keep on running.
That is so, so true. I love that, Jesse. Which leads us into secret number 2, right? Engaging with your prospects instead of spamming your links. And now I know there's some guilty people here. I was one of them. If you have been spamming your links before, drop us a 3 below. Just drop us a 3. I want to see how many people. Are you guilty, Jesse?
No, I actually didn't really do this much because luckily, because I was earning a 6-figure income in network marketing before I joined Facebook. Before this kind of whole thing came about, so it was a little bit different time. However, there was a time where we were doing some spamming back in the day. But one of the things is I get them every day. In fact, I got one like 30 minutes right before we did this training. I played it for you. And my favorite thing is it's a friend of mine. I know him well, and I haven't probably talked to him in, I don't know, 3-4 years. And the first message is a link. It's just a link to this new thing, and then a message saying, "Hey, hope you're doing well, brother." We don't get the "Hey girl," we get the "Hey bros," right? So, hope you're doing well, brother. listen, you should check this out. And it's no recruiting, no selling, no talking to people. And, you know, I'm making like $2,000, whatever it was. Right. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So if it's no recruiting and no selling and no talking to people, then why are you selling, talking, and trying to recruit me? You know? And it's like, people are weird.
That was pretty funny. That was really pretty funny. And you know, the thing is, I'm betting that you were on that like scaredy cat list of his.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
For sure you were. So the fact that he did it, like I give him credit.
I do too.
At the same time, it was the spammiest thing ever.
Yeah. So it was like, it's just like, hey, what's up? You know, like, I mean, we haven't talked in 3 years. Hey, just like, how you doing? By the way, here's a great opening question. If you want to communicate with people, is like, hey, how is COVID affecting you right now? How are you doing? If you genuinely are reaching out to people and really finding out about what's going on in their world and in their lives. And by the way, I used to teach this. I don't know, maybe I'm an old school, new school kind of guy. I remember teaching this a long time ago. I was like, guys, don't worry about trying to expose somebody to your business. Actually start a conversation with no agenda. And like, for real, be like, well, then when do I pitch? You know, and it's like, stop. Just for a minute, you know, for those that were really afraid of getting no's, how about don't pitch them? Just talk to people. So, yeah.
So crazy. And one thing I just wanted to add, I meant to say this before, when Jesse was talking about, you know, asking questions to people, when you're really not sure what to do, right now is such a perfect time. You can put out engagement post after engagement post of just questions, right? Yep. Do your own research on your page. Find out what it is. So like he said, you know, how's COVID affecting you? He asked before, you know, I don't know, Jesse threw out a couple of great questions earlier in the training, but any of those questions are going to give you really what you're looking for to do your posts, because people are going to answer it for you and give you your content. So don't ever be afraid to use those. Putting one of those out a day is going to be super helpful. So now we're going to talk a little bit about that old school network marketing. And, you know, like I mentioned before, old school network marketing teaches relationships, which I am a 100% believer in, right? That is true.
Yeah, that's why we're here, Trish, you and me.
Exactly, right? But here's the funny thing. I don't know why this happens, but when it comes to social media, everybody is trying to sell on the first date. So, I mean, think about it. It's like you meet somebody and it's like, oh, will you marry me? I mean, that's really what you're asking people to do. Yeah. And it just blows my mind. So it's not that old school is wrong. It's that people don't take the right practices and use them online.
Well, I think one of the challenges, and for what I saw, and I think I provide a unique perspective to this, because you know, growing up in you know, network marketing, of what I would say, you know, just traditional network marketing, from the ways that was done for 10, 20, 30 years before we even had any of these online platforms. You know, I mean, I can't even imagine, like, when I started network marketing, to think of like, one day I'll be able to have a live video broadcasted into people's pockets. You know, like that wouldn't even comprehend that. Like, I can't even imagine, you know, the big builders of the time. But what ended up happening was, as the internet came out, the .com era, you had a lot of what I would call internet marketers. And the internet marketers were pretty much just a numbers game. If I send out this many emails, I know that I'm going to get 3% of the people to click through, and there wasn't any relationship side to that. And so the internet marketers, who are used to selling products through the internet with really no relationships, started getting involved in network marketing and seeing how, wow, not only can I sell a product, I can build a team that can sell a product. And so a lot of the internet marketing ideas got implemented into a network marketing. And this is a lot of times where there was this big fight between the online people versus the offline people, or the old school versus the new school. And the new school was trying to make the old school wrong. And the old school was saying, well, we have made hundreds of millions of dollars doing this, and you haven't. It's not tested. It's not proven. And because they were bashing, there was this big clash. And it was kind of clash of the titans, sort of the old school network marketers versus the internet marketers, in that kind of language, which was, if I send out 10,000 emails, I'm going to get enough click-throughs, I'm going to create some success, and I'll teach people to do this. And honestly, I think both sides, neither of them are in the right fight, because it's actually a really good combination of the two. And it's the reason why, watching Trish, what you and Ruth have done here of really understanding what is the powerful part of this and what's the powerful part of this, and how do we combine them together where the high tech can meet the high touch. That's where the big win is, I believe, inside of network marketing and inside of our company.
100%. That is so well said. I love it. So ways, guys, that you can do that, obviously, is asking questions, right?
Yep.
Because it is about building those relationships.
Yep.
Actually caring with what somebody has to say, right? You're not going for that, that pitch like Jesse was talking about. And then actually taking the time to build the relationship. Don't offer a solution until you are clear on what the prospect's problem is. Don't have them answer a couple questions and then just go in for the sale. That's not what it's about. It's truly understanding what it is. And what we're going to show you here in a minute with the power posts, they do not include those copy paste messages. We're posting pictures of your products. We're actually going to show you a formula that's going to help you actually get people reaching out to you.
Yep.
So power posts, just to give you a little information here, power posts are content that get people to engage with you, right? And that's obviously what we're looking for. We want people reaching out. We want people to be able to, that we want to talk to and actually have real conversations versus, hey, don't spam me again, right? We actually want conversations. So one of the things that you can do when you do a power post is respond to every comment. Now, Jesse can attest to this. You got to be careful not to respond too quickly to all of them or Facebook thinks you're spamming.
Well, let me. All right, hold on. All right, let me explain myself. No, this is one of those things, and I'm so grateful for what you guys have been teaching because it's been so helpful for me. Is I'm probably one of the most guilty of this, of putting a post up and then not responding to anything, and then putting a post up, and I'm like, I was like the king of doing this. And I didn't really, think that much of it. And what I didn't really realize, I was just like, yeah, I'm posting up stuff and people post up stuff. I see their stuff and, that's just what happens. And I didn't understand, first of all, I didn't understand the algorithms, number one. Number two, I didn't understand that was really where the relationship was coming in, where me posting and them commenting was like a one-sided relationship. And there was no engagement on my part where I was interacting, or there wasn't just even an acknowledgement of the post, of letting them know that, hey, I saw this. Hey, I read this. Hey. And it sparked so many great conversations because I started doing this after taking your guys' trainings and started taking your guys' lessons. And I got so excited about it that I was commenting back on all my posts really, really, really fast. And then Facebook sent me a message saying, stop spamming your comments. So yeah, slow down, buddy, because I was so fired up because not only is it the right thing to do for the business and the right thing to do for the algorithm, it actually made me feel better, and it actually made me engage in more conversations and have dialogue back and forth with people, and some people that I hadn't really talked to in a long time. And it was so it's been really powerful. So that's a for sure must.
Yeah, love it. So the other thing, guys, is private message people who are asking for more information. So again, not putting your links into the comments and things like that, but just acknowledging that you saw and that you're letting them know you're going to go send them a message, and then you can move that conversation into Messenger. And again, just don't be posting your links on the comment, even if they ask for it, right? Don't do that. Your goal here is that you should be using your content to engage and build relationships, just like Jesse said. Being able to talk back, have those conversations with people. Like you said, this is where you're starting to really build that rapport, build that relationship back up with people. And here's a white one, it's great that people like your posts, but you don't want to message to people who just like your post or video, right? That's kind of creepy.
I started laughing when I read that because it's super creepy.
It is, right? The ones who are commenting and sharing, for sure. But you don't want to be sending messages just because you saw that somebody liked your post. All right? So that's the tips on that one.
Fine.
So secret number 3, we're getting into the power post formula. And this one's great because we've kind of covered some of this, but we're going to give you this formula. And here it is right here. You're going to see these 4 steps. But the very first thing that you're going to want to do when you're doing a power post is you want an attention-grabbing headline. And we're going to go into more detail on each of these in just a second. The second thing you're going to want is a story of struggle. The third thing is a story of triumph. And then the fourth thing is the call to action. And most people skip number 4. Right? They skip number 4 and they literally just start spamming. sending a website link or sending a weird video or a company website, things like that. They don't do that call to action. But the call to action is really important because that's where people are reaching out to you. That's how you're finding out who it is who wants to know what it is that you've got to offer.
Yep.
All right. So that makes sense. So let's dive into these here.
Yep.
So the first thing is the headline. All right. So the headline is going to be something that grabs attention and challenges a convention. This is where you're going to see a lot of those things. You know, my upline told me to whatever. This is why it grabs attention, right? It challenges a conversation or a convention with people. It creates controversy, and it's not negative against other people, right? It's just how it is. It's going to grab that. But here are some examples. Lose weight without dieting, right? Well, anybody who's looking to lose weight, if they're like, wait, I can lose weight without dieting? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm in. What do I need to do, right? They want to know information. They're going to start reading. They're going to click. They're going to do whatever it is. Another example is recruit without prospecting. Okay, well, how do you do that, right? So someone who's really looking to build a business, they see recruit without prospecting, they're going to be all over it. Another one, you know, that Ruth and I like to do is we share, you know, and we've got a 60-day span in there where, you know, we brought in, oh gosh, I don't even remember the exact number now, well over 100 people, had over 70 rank advancements, and brought in almost a couple hundred customers. So we'll start, one of our ads actually starts out with those stats in there. And people are like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want 70 rank advancements in 60 days?
Yep. Crazy.
And so those are the types of things that grab the attention of people.
Yeah. And you're looking for also things that are just can be shocking or funny, or kind of a reverse play on words. Yeah. You know, and those are always fun, where people think it's something and then they click on it and it's something else. And there's funny things. So I love stand-up comedy. And you know, it's just always been a joy to watch, you know, good stand-up comics and their art and their craft. And one of the things, and I know many of you guys know this, if you ever see a stand-up comic, what they do is they take you down one direction and then they reverse it on you, or they'll take you in a direction and they'll say something and be like, that switches the context or switches the meaning of it. So think of ways that you can have play on words that are always fun, because many of you have either products and or you have things inside of your company that they're a great play on words. Some of them are pretty funny. I'm thinking of one, but I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about. But anyway, we'll continue on.
Love that. The next thing is that story of struggle, right? So people, I hate to say it, but people like to hear your struggle, guys. They just do, right? Because they could relate to it.
Yep.
And when you can share that struggle, it makes them feel like, oh my gosh, this person understands me. They're where I'm at. I need to listen to what they have to say, yep. Right?
Hello.
Right? You're going to state the impact of the problem on one's life, and you're going to convey that emotional turning point. And I just want to see here. Okay, good. I'm moving. It looked like I was frozen. So just to give an example here, I tried every single diet on the planet and couldn't lose weight. My weight made me feel so ashamed that I wouldn't even put on a bathing suit on a recent trip with my family. I wanted to cry. My children begged me to swim with them, but I just couldn't bear to do it. I was frustrated, but most of all, incredibly sad. When I got back home, I realized enough was enough. I would no longer be denied of this joy. Right? So that's obviously more of a product size. And you can do the same exact thing when it comes to the business side. You know, I know in some of the ads that we've put up, we talk about, you know, gosh, I was, you know, sick and tired of being away from my home every single night, you know, between, you know, parties and meetups and hotel meetings and everything else. You know, I couldn't bear it anymore. And, you know, you can go into those things. Again, whatever it is that's going to talk to your avatar, whatever it is that's going to speak the language that they should be looking for. Yeah. Guys, hopefully it's clear.
I think it came back. You froze for a quick second and then you were a little blurry, but I think we're back. If you guys can see us clearly, drop us a 1 down there. Let us know that you can see us clearly. And this is really important. Today, this is what people are looking for. They're looking for more authenticity. And the reason why is because the pendulum has to swing. And the pendulum has to swing from an over-promoted, overhyped, oversold mentality where people today they're a lot more cautious and their BS meters are through the roof, where people can sense it. They can feel it a mile away. They can sense when there's an agenda. They can sense when there's something else. And even if they don't know what it is, they can feel it, as a part when you're not really being. Now, some of that is going to come across as you just not being authentic about what's going on and the impact. And some people I know, and I've been guilty of this, of going, well, man, I don't want to turn off some people that are going to see this. And so, but remember, those are not people that are a part of your avatar. Is the people that are not a part of your avatar, you're not trying to attract them into your program. You're not trying to attract them into your business, into your tribe. So remember who you're speaking to. So you're not speaking to everyone, because even though you might have a lot of people that are connected, is when you're making these posts, remember, who is this message for? And it's not for everyone. And speak to that group of people, which a lot of times may have similar interests or similar things that they're going through. But when you can become vulnerable, and that's when you really create that relationship, or that's when you create intimacy. And that intimacy, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. When I hear the word intimacy, it always reminds me of something my mom would say, which is into me you see, which is this intertwining of where you can get connected on a personal level, where you get to see inside something. And when you are willing to be open and vulnerable and authentic and with people, what you'll find is people will start opening up to you first, or you as well, when you do it first. And when that happens, that's when you really start connecting and creating. Now, that's scary. Totally get it. It's putting yourself out there. Oh man, it's not an easy thing to do, but I can tell you it's liberating. And once you start doing it, and the more you start doing it, the more you're going to realize, man, I should have done this a lot sooner.
Yeah, for all those reasons you said, Jesse, because it's really going to speak to people, and that's where you're going to build that strong connection. And to be honest, it's where you're going to attract a lot of people, and it's going to make you a lot of money, right? Like, and I know it's not about the money, but it's because when you can get vulnerable like that, you will attract so many people to you that it will make a difference in your business. Yep. So love that. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is that story of triumph. So this is step number 3 in that 4-step power post formula. And in that story of triumph, you're going to state what you've discovered a solution with, right? That you've discovered a solution. State the solution's impact on your life, right? And convey the specific positive emotions that you are now experiencing. So to go on, continue on with the example we had, I was scrolling online and I found something that piqued my interest. I was at such a low point in my life. I felt I had nothing to lose. Since following the system, I have lost 30 pounds. I feel a new regained confidence, but more importantly, happiness. Now I know on my next vacation, I will never have to say no to my kids again. That in itself brings me complete happiness and joy. So it goes back to even what Jesse was saying, is the whole feeling, right? That people are looking for, just really, really dialing in on people.
Yeah. And a big part of this is this. Some of you want friends and family to join you. And I know that feeling. And I hope that you have supportive friends and family. No one in my family joined me. My mom was supportive of what I was doing. And it took me, I had to make 6 figures before my mom would build the business with me. I had to make $1 million before my dad would join. And no one ever anybody else in my family has ever joined. So I know most of you want friends and family to join you, but guess what? Go do it anyway. Number 1. But if you want the people around you, if you want more of your warm market to be excited, paying attention, show them the results. The proof is in the pudding, right? You don't have to pitch them. Show that it's working. Go on an extra vacation and then you're posting some attraction posts about it. Win a company trip and show what's going on. And that power of the part-time, and just be happy and excited about it. That's the thing that's going to be the most attractive to it. And start trying to get them all to come, is go do it. Go do it, go do it, go do it. By the way, if you want your spouse to really support your network marketing business, show them the money.
Yes.
They're tired of watching you dilly-dally, play around with this thing, not take it seriously. They'd rather you kind of like, or get off the pot type of thing, is like, go and do it. Go sit, use the programs, go show the results. And when you do that, this is what you're going to get is like, it's exciting. So use your triumphs and stories. It's worth it. And hard work for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to create a story, that one 30-day, 60-day, 90-day story will pay you for decades, because the story you create is going to go with you forever. I still use my first 90-day story when I joined the company that I'm with currently. And it's been 9 years, and I'm going to share that 90-day story forever. So go create your story, and let's oh, I'm getting fired up. Let's go. What else are we going to talk about?
I know. I love it. I love it. Well, and here we are, guys, on the call to action, right? This is the fourth step, but it's one of the most important ones. Now you've made that bold claim that got people to stop their scroll, right? You gave that story of struggle that's just really reeled them in. You gave them that story of triumph that they're just like, oh my gosh, I want this. And now you need to tell them what to do next, right? So you've got to give them that call to action. Whether it be for them to comment below, whether it be for them to send you a message, whether it be to watch a video or join a video series or whatever it may be, whatever it is you want them to do, tell them what to do. People need to be told. They just do. They're not, some people will go do it on their own, but most people need to be told what to go do. And so that is that fourth step, because then you're going to know who actually is interested in what it is that you have to offer, because they're going to let you know.
Yep.
Okay. And so, guys, to wrap this up here for today, that is what we've had for this training. First of all, if you love this, if you got value from this, please drop us a value, okay? And one of the things that's going to help you the most at becoming a good storyteller is to join our Facebook Live challenge, right? Because this challenge, it's going to get you out of your comfort zone. It's going to make you learn how to think. We're going to give you the topics every single day. So it's a 21-day challenge. The first 10 days are here in the group. I'm going to drop the link here in a minute so that you'll have it. But when you sign up for this, you're going to actually come into the group every single day and go live. So you're in a safe group. Nobody in here is going to be mean. We're going to be here to support you. We're going to be here to help build your confidence. We're going to be here to really allow you to know what it's like to do a live in front of other people when you actually can engage with the audience. Because when you go out and do it on your page, it might be 30, 60, or 90 days before you get people who are on live with you, right? Yep. So practicing in this group. And Jesse, what do you think? You want to join the challenge?
I'm in. Are we doing this?
Let's do it.
That's it. I'm starting.
Yeah. I'm going to put the link. So guys, tell me who is going to join the challenge. I want to know who's in. Drop an I'm in if you are in. And I'm going to put the link here in just a minute so you guys will have that. And you can, Rob has it all automated now. It goes through a bot. The bot will send you every day what your new topic is. So that's the cool thing about this challenge too. You don't even have to think about what you are really going to talk about, because we're going to give you the topic to talk about, which makes it a lot easier as well. So anyway, Jesse, thank you so much for coming on here with me today. Your wisdom and knowledge, I know people are loving it. I loved it. Never get sick of hearing your trainings ever. And I just appreciate you coming in here, and I think the group does as well.
Of course, anytime. I'm looking forward to doing some lives. I'm going to make up my own topics, and they're going to be weird and obnoxious. So am I allowed to do that? Is that?
You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. So just love the participation. So guys, thanks so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye for now.